In case you folks around the rest of the country didn't know, New York State and New York City, they are a mess. Governor Cuomo, his policies cost the lives of thousands of elderly people. Then he tried to hide that scandal. Mayor de Blasio makes Stalin look like William F. Buckley. Joining me now is Curtis Sliwa, the founder of the Guardian Angels in New York. He's running to be the next mayor of the Big Apple, and John Tabacco is running for the city comptroller. Gentlemen, great to have you back on the show. Great to see you both. Curtis, New York City is finally reopening, but the current mayor turned over the streets to thugs and turned on New York's cops. You have a mess to clean up if you win. What would be your first order of business?
Oh, we're going to refund the police. That means we're going to get them back to where they used to be. I will visit every precinct in the city. I will pat the men and women of the department on the back and tell them, go out and do your job. I got your back. But if you cross the line, if you violate someone's rights, I'll be your worst nightmare. That's a fair, square deal for the police. But the way it is now, everybody running for mayor basically wants to defund the police even more. And that is unacceptable, because if we don't have safe streets and safe subways, no matter whatever else you do, the city cannot return to its past grandeur and glory.
John, I got to ask you, is the comptroller's office as screwed up as the rest of that city's government?
The comptroller's office is probably more screwed up than anything, Chris, and that's why most people even have a hard time pronouncing the name of the comptroller's office, because the clubhouse politicians that usually occupy the office of comptroller, they're just waiting in line to be the next mayor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide Mayor Sliwa with some air cover, and I've called on the current office holder, Scott Stringer, who's running for mayor, to come out and tell all the small businesses that that black cloud hanging over their head of those fines that they have outstanding or the fines that they paid, we have to come out and immediately and cancel all COVID-related fines. And if he doesn't do it, a vote for John Tabacco is a vote for helping small businesses get out of this mess the fox in the hen house has got us into.
Mr. Sliwa, New York City has sat there and watched as its best and brightest. They're leaving. They're taking their entrepreneurship. They're taking their jobs with them. What kind of sales pitch could you make to all those folks who bailed out of the anti-business New York City to bring them back?
Well, initially, Comptroller Tabacco has a wonderful idea: rebates for everyone who got hit with those ridiculous fees and fines. But I counted just alone 6 big moving trucks, 18-wheel tractor trailers, heading out with our residents' belongings. Most were going to Florida, some to Georgia, some to Tennessee. And because you got to pay, you pay a VIG coming in here. That's when they get you right in the neck, coming over the George Washington Bridge and through the tunnels. I would say a one-time fee for the 18-wheel tractor trailers who are leaving. And that could help subsidize our debt. And then we'll say, hey, you know what? We want you to come back, have a second apartment, visit your friends and relatives, spend your money when Times Square and the Great White Way, Broadway, and our cultural and entertainment venues open back up. But even though you're no longer a New Yorker, we know you got the heart of a New Yorker. And we're not going to say, hey, let the door hit you. Don't let the door hit you behind, like our mayor de Blasio has said. He's basically said, oofa. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, they're New Yorkers.
Okay, John, you mentioned that the government was coming down on those they perceived as violating their China virus restrictions. Tell the folks around America exactly how many fines New York City had imposed on all those thugs that went in there and ravaged and looted all their businesses and savaged all of those businesses. How many fines did they get?
Well, Chris, let me just tell America this. I had a front row seat when I joined the 2 patriots over at Mac's Public House who wanted to push back against the emperor's edicts and tell Don Cuomo Leone to take a step back. In Staten Island, we ain't going to get pushed around. And by doing, I saw Mac's Pub get 34 summonses on one occasion, 5 different people, $51,000, including their attorney, who got a misdemeanor summons for trying to represent his client. These men and women they were sending out, they were untrained. But, Chris, what we found out now, and this is why I'm encouraging people to vote for me, this is why I want to be comptroller, the fines were all fake. All the fines against Mac's Public House and anyone who's contested them have been dismissed because they have no law in the penal code to refer to when they bring it to court. So this has all been fear and intimidation to scare people to stay locked down. And quite frankly, I've said it before on your show. I've said it everywhere. This guy, Governor Cuomo, has been running this state like a mob boss. And he thinks he can send his leg breakers down, push you around a bit, put a cloud over your head, and you'll be scared and you'll get in line. Staten Island didn't go with that. Rochester didn't go with that. And you know what? As of now, Chris, we're undefeated. And my controller's office is going to give these people the money back that should have never been taken from them in the first place and get 185,000 minority restaurant workers back to work in New York.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Folks, you may have just witnessed something. Yeah, I know. That's actually applause-worthy. You know, you may have just witnessed actual people that want to run for government. They want to run for government, ladies and gentlemen, and actually put the citizens first rather than the criminals. That would be a change for New York. John Tabacco, Curtis Sliwa, gentlemen, thank you so much. Good luck in your races.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.